Guitar's hard.
It's hard.
It takes a long time.
That's true.
Unless you're like a teenager, then it takes like a couple weeks. And you're pretty good.
Sometimes.
So sometimes you might sit there and lie awake at night. Just, and like if you're playing, like it's just not coming to me. Then you got to ask yourself, how much longer should I do this until I quit?
Just give up. It's fine.
So we're going to explore this a little bit. Because there's paths where maybe you should.
No.
Maybe you shouldn't. But let's dig into it a little bit. And thanks for joining us again. Click like, subscribe.
Hit the old bell.
And
Unless you're quitting.
they're like, I'm done with social media and guitar and those idiots.
Screw it all.
Which I would applaud you if you did.
Maybe.
No, so yeah, you might be. Probably not. So guitar, it is a hard thing.
It is.
In particular, if you're starting after the age of 20 sometimes.
Yes.
It's just, you've already formed a lot of these neural pathways. You don't have time. You have a family.
Yep.
You have bills and mortgages, which is a bill, I guess, but I consider that something else heftier. You have the stress of work and paying for said things. It's hard.
It's tricky.
It does take a lot of time, a lot of me time.
Yes.
And the progress isn't always the same for everyone.
No, and I think everyone goes through long swaths of time where it seems like there's no return because it's not always like a linear thing.
So I'm just gonna be like, the first sign that you possibly should quit guitar is when you find that the journey to get to where you want to go, I'm gonna address that in a minute, is not pleasurable anymore. Once the joy is out and you're not having fun just even trying to get there, you might ought to like consider hanging it up. If the joy's going, it should be fun, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel on that?
I mean, I think that is a true statement. It's hard for me to imagine that because it's always been something that I've enjoyed so much. Even when I thought I sucked.
Then
Which
I
is
still
still
think I
sometimes
suck
now,
sometimes.
yes.
Yeah, like I wish I could do it
like yesterday.
what that guy does.
But yeah, because if you just don't enjoy it, then because you're never going to be to the point that you want to be at. Like you're never going to be like, okay, well, I'm done. Like if you're really into guitar and you're really trying to keep learning.
And that sort of leads me into like
to do.
a second idea is like when I was saying like when you're trying to get to where you want to get, where you want to get is a big factor.
It is.
It's this weird thing, and it needs to be either amorphous, movable, or non-existent. Because if you set this like this goalpost, this isn't football where you're just going to run down, going to score, kick the field goal. Everyone's different.
Yes.
Once you realize your playing abilities and styles will always be different. You're not going to be Joe Bonamassa.
No.
I'm not going to be Joe Bonamassa. You're not going to be Joe Bonamassa. No. It's just not possible. Even if you are technically as good as what he can do, he does something different. He sings the blues really well too. He wears glasses and suits. No, but he's got his thing.
And Joe Bonamassa will never be you. I mean, everyone. It is very unique in that way.
No, and I'll bring it up right now in this thing. Like, we just had the passing of Tom Verlaine, who's one of the guitar players I loved is a younger human, and from the band Television. And I love Tom and Richard's sort of interplay that they did. But trying to copy Tom is a pisser. Yeah. He's technically not like a wizard or was a wizard in the way like a Joe is, but his phrasing and his like sort of butterfly flamboyance to get where he goes and weaving in and out doesn't make sense.
Right.
It's like, it just doesn't make sense. You can't do that necessarily. You can learn his stuff note for note, everybody listen to his records, but can you create and get there in the same way? And should you try? It should be your own thing, maybe. I don't know. That's a number 2 in a weird way. A number 3 might be, it is a long journey.
Yeah, but I think that's okay,
It's fun.
I think you just got to relax and say, okay, it's okay for me to enjoy what I can do. The sort of the envy of watching someone else who's so good, that's part of what drives you forward. But I think sometimes you have to turn that off for a minute. Yeah. Just I can crush Seven Nation Army. I'm just going to do that, and it's amazing.
Over and over ad nauseum.
Because the vast majority of the population can't play Seven Nation Army. They don't play guitar at all. So you're ahead of those folks.
That is true. Or if you get Sweet Child of Mine and you can play that, you rip it always.
God bless you. Yes.
If I can still play that for a group of ninth graders and it still melts their faces.
Oh yeah.
They think it's like unreal. I'm like, it is unreal. I'm a God, worship me where I walk right now. I'm wearing all black right now. Can you tell I'm cool? That's what I like to imagine in my head is happening. It's not, but maybe. No, it's the real trick is here is the joy.
Yes.
If there's any joy being derived, and sometimes the joy is in the collection of the pieces, the
Right.
guitars,
And that's okay.
the toys around them, like the amplifiers and the pedals. That is a great joy. I get joy from that. I get joy from playing them. I don't get to play it very often. Like I play way less than probably people think
I'm sure that's true.
because we have to go to work,
Yeah.
and but work's still a guitar shop, so it's a toy shop. But it's hopefully your journey never wants to end.
I think, it's one of those things, just why you do it? Why did you start? Well, and if you find yourself where you're like, oh, I just don't care anymore, that's okay. But I also think it's okay to take a break and just relax and enjoy.
I took a break when I
what
was
you
younger.
can do. Did you?
I remember like playing like it was in my teen years at some point. I might have taken like a 6-month break or something. I was like, because practicing every day all
Early
day.
on, though. Like
Early.
Yeah.
I've never really taken a break since. It's because it's become my identity.
Yes.
Like if you took guitar away from me, even if I couldn't play, like I'm still connected to guitars so intrinsically now.
Right.
And I love the beauty of them. I love being able to help other people find the right one for them. That's a weird joy. Like I get more like people like, are you writing music right now? I haven't written music in a while. I love watching young artists write, and if I can help them in any way, I love that. That's more of a joy to me than a song I would create. You're still a creator.
But I was thinking about this over the weekend. I write so much less than when I was like 20. You know what I mean? In my 20s, I just wrote all the time, and most of it sucked. But I was constantly.
I'd say most of it today
creating.
still
I
sucks.
mean, hey, it does. But yeah, you don't have the same. You're not in the same place.
Well, that exactly transmits to what we're talking about with the journey of playing guitar too. It's not the same as when you are like in 8th grade,
No.
and all through your teens and your early 20s. Like it's a different joy. And now I have the joy in not trying to see how fast I can get, or if I can copy this one guy's song. I just have the joy in exploring new tones, exploring new things that my fingers can do, and like how it's going to snap on the guitar, and just like it's weird. It's like I'm not trying to like rip and learn. Every once in a while I try to learn new Bonamassa rips and every once in a while, like the riffs he does in like these modes, but most of the time I just like to explore the sounds of the guitar.
Yeah.
And and amps. I love how a different amp speaks and how the compression works, and it's and the beauty of a new guitar for the first time.
There's something cool about that. There's something
holding it.
pretty amazing.
Every new guitar we get in from, if it's like from the Fender Custom Shop or from Taylor Guitars or from Martin or from Echo Park or Carlos at Castadosa, it's a joy to hold it, and sort of get to know that beautiful creature for the first time. I haven't lost that fire. Or when new pedals come in, it's neat to hear. What's that zowie dowie thing do?
What does this thing do?
I don't know what half the pedals do. I just know which ones have cute boxes.
That's true. That's a true statement.
I really don't. Like people are like, which pedals should I get? I'm
Baxter's
like,
not your helper for pedals. For new
this
pedals.
one.
This one looks nice. It's pink.
I love when people ask me, and sometimes I actually help them, just having complete fun because I'm exploring with them at the same time. Like I think this one's really pretty. I don't know what it might be an overdrive. It sounds like it's a compressor. I think it's more of a compressor.
A compressor can sort of be an overdrive. It's
Yeah,
fine.
if you turn everything full throttle,
Let it go.
so. There could be a point where you do get like, I'm just not getting joy. Then you should maybe quit. It might not be your thing. If you're not getting any happiness out of it, and the journey is just a struggle, and you don't like the struggle, let it go. But if you do like the struggle, and you like the journey, and you like the fun and the joy of collecting new things and just getting to places you thought you never could before, don't ever quit.
Yeah, don't.
I'll never quit.
And I do think that struggle, a momentary frustration is not that. We're not saying give up over a momentary frustration because everyone has those. I don't care how long you've been playing or how
Talking
good
about
you are.
marriage,
Yes.
guitars.
But yes, if you just decide, oh wow, this isn't what I thought it was. Maybe.
That's it.
Again, hard for me to imagine that, but
So
I'm sure
just,
it happens.
Yeah, just good luck out there. Stick with it. If you don't, let us know. But
We'll buy your guitars.
we'll buy your guitars back. You can sell them or give them
Probably.
to charity or something.
Get the kids.
But just have fun on it, and like remember, take a moment when you are really frustrated, take a breath, and try to remember why you started and what that original joy was. Because we often forget that on this long journey that it is, because it's a years long journey. been doing it for decades now at this point.
Yeah.
Decades.
Decades.
And you got to remember that joy. And it might be extremes more than words. It might be Sweet Home Alabama. It might be when I first learned Stairway to Heaven. I thought I had sort of broken the borders to heaven. I was like, oh, I see what Jesus and God and everything. This is cool up here. And there's naked ladies down the road. Then Jimmy Page's like, come to hell with me. I'll show you the really fun path. And then I learned Hendrix. I was like, oh my God. Listen, Mom and Dad. It sounds just like him.
They're like, what, son?
I learned some Rush. I was like, ugh. And then I learned
The Wonderful World of Fish finally absorbed him.
But I never really like learning Fish as much as just I like listening to it, and like playing Trey Anastasio stuff is not fun. It's work because he plays in a really particular style.
He does play in a very particular style. And
And
I guess if you're doing a Fish like cover band, you kind of have to do that, right?
And I did and it was fun for a bit, but it was a lot. Like You Enjoy Myself, like that stuff's not easy to learn. I remember like Harry Hood was like this. We always closed with that show. I remember, unlike Fish, who changed all the time, but we were playing frats. And that's what all the frat boys and frat ladies wanted to hear at the end. I feel good about Hood. We were so bad how we sang it because the singer singing, we're all yelling into our microphone's background. It's so off pitch, but man, it didn't matter because everyone's drunk and high, like that Fish show.
So it's fine.
So it doesn't really matter. They're not in tune half the time either. And who cares? It's wonderful.
It's the joy.
That's on the Fish acapella. Whew, it's fun. I had it on for my kids the other day, and they're like, what is going on? And I turned it like really high. They really, literally for like 10 minutes. And it was hilarious. And my wife's like, okay, we probably should stop.
This is it. This is good. That's good.
She's like, she's getting the shotgun out just to finish us all. Like, I'm going to save us.
I don't even think Christy would put up with all.
It was really. She enjoyed it. She likes Fish too, so we're having a good time. But it was really funny watching the kids. Like, what? Then they're all. I'm like, just kids make random noises with your voice, and they're going wobble wobble. And I'm like, that's part of the song now. It's great, and we're having fun. It's like better than the wheels on the bus. I've never done
joy
that.
of improv.
I don't listen to kids' music.
Right there.
I won't do it. It's like a rule I made. Like
it's a good rule.
I just couldn't because I didn't want to listen to it. It was
we never did that either.
Kids Bop. Nope. I'll listen to the real song.
Yeah.
Because most pop music isn't that scary. Like when you say Kids Bop of like Miley Cyrus, I'm like, what are you doing?
I mean, it's basically Kids Bop.
It is Kids Bop. Like the first, even like her first like breakthrough record when she went solo and like away from the Nickelodeon stuff. It was.
I forget that's her. She's like
Bangers or whatever it was called. I think.
Hannah Montana. Is that who she was?
When she had the thing with Robin Thicke, the controversy, the twerk at the MTV Music Awards or whatever. The twerk that was heard around the world.
Which seems sort of tame by now today's comparisons, but
yeah, when someone you're like, oh, this song when they were trying to cancel that one song, Isn't It Cold Outside? And then you look at some of the hip hop songs that became like number 1 hits.
Yeah.
I won't say the names of them because that's a little silly. I'm like, no, that's about empowerment. I'm like, kind of. It's just stuff. Just stuff. Everybody just have a good time. Enjoy the music. I don't care what you listen to. Wooly Bully was trying to be canceled back in the day.
Well,
Louie.
It's a gateway.
Yeah,
Baxter.
They were like, this song is. They're talking about rock and roll. It's the whole idea of it's sex.
It's a gateway.
Rock and roll in that's metal bed. Fun, man. Anyway, I'm done. Good luck. Peace. Be with you.
We'll see you next time.